La storia di Palladio è la storia di un mistero. È la storia del povero figlio di un mugnaio che comincia a lavorare la pietra con le sue mani a 11 anni e progressivamente diventa il più famoso architetto del suo territorio e poi del mondo. La ragione sta nella capacità straordinaria di Palladio di unire bellezza, robustezza e funzionalità. Palladio comincia da una specie di fraintendimento, vede le rovine del tempio di Ercole Vincitore a Tivoli, scambia la cella del tempio per il corpo della villa, i portici che adducevano i fedeli al tempio per barchesse e si convince che quella era una villa romana. In realtà era un tempio e quindi a partire da questo divertente errore Palladio inventa la nuova tipologia.
Palladio was probably and arguably the most important architect to have emerged over the last 500 years. He is an architect who had a very special distinction for not only being aware of the past, particularly antiquity, Roman remains, but using that as a resource for creating a totally new style of architecture, which was wholly appropriate to the needs not only of his own contemporary society, but perhaps surprisingly, has remained relevant to this day. When you look at the White House, look carefully at the portico which sits on the front of it. It has columns and it has a pediment, and it was Palladio who first introduced the idea of columns and a pediment on the front of a domestic piece of architecture in the early 1550s in a villa known as Villa Chiericati outside Vicenza. And the source for that was typically being Palladio, a Roman ancient prototype, which he was modernizing. And that's what is so extraordinary about this architect.
Ha avuto un'immensa influenza persino sulla Casa Bianca, perché Thomas Jefferson, il terzo presidente degli Stati Uniti, diceva Palladio is the Bible e fa una proposta di disegno della Casa Bianca che presenta in forma anonima come la Rotonda di Vicenza.
He provided a book of grammar, if you like, for his new language of architecture, the four books of architecture, which published in 1570 provided an absolute manual, if you like, for subsequent generations of architects. It taught them how to put together the proportions of classical architecture in a harmonious and beautiful yet functional form.